This is lesson 4-5, and it is about solving quadratic equations. So in this lesson, we will learn how to solve quadratic equations by factoring, and we'll also learn how to convert between standard form and the factored form. So the idea behind finding or solving quadratic equations by factoring is that if the function equals 0, then that would mean in the graph, at some point, the equation is crossing the y-axis because these are the places where the entire equation equals 0. So we're looking for these points of intersection with the x-axis. So what we would do is use the zero product property to solve the equation. So what this tells us, if we have a standard form equation and we turn it into factored form, then we'll have some factor times another factor, and the answer is 0. According to the zero product property, if two factors multiply together and the answer is 0, then one of those factors was 0 to begin with. So this is how it's going to play out. In an equation like this, where the trinomial is equal to 0, if we can take our trinomial and turn it into two factors, where the factors equal 0, we'd be multiplying two things and the answer equals 0, then one of our two factors was 0 at the beginning. So we will factor this like we learned in lesson 4-4. So we have 6 and negative 5. Two numbers that multiply to make 6 and add to make negative 5 would be negative 2 and negative 3. Negative 2 times negative 3 is positive 6. Negative 2 plus negative 3 is negative 5. So our factors are x minus 2 and x minus 3. Now, using the zero product property, we can say that either x minus 2 equals 0 or x minus 3 equals 0. Because if either one of these factors equals 0, when we multiply them together, we get 0 for an answer. So solving these linear equations gives us x equals 2 as a solution, and adding 3 to each side, we get x equals 3 as a solution. So our two solutions to this quadratic function are x equals 2 and x equals 3. In our second example, we cannot use the zero product property yet because the equation does not equal 0. So first thing we'll do is add 12 to both sides so that it equals 0. From here, we will factor it. So two numbers that multiply to make 12 and add to make negative 7 would be negative 3 and negative 4. So this will factor as x minus 3 and x minus 4. Using the zero product property, either x minus 3 equals 0, and that happens when x is positive 3, or x minus 4 equals 0, and that will happen when x equals 4. So our two solutions are 3 and 4.